Welcome back to Clean for Profit. Dave, it's good to see you, man.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Yeah, obviously, like people don't have a direct peek into our lives, but for
Yeah.
those that don't know, we both run window cleaning and exterior cleaning businesses. I'm based out of California. Dave, you're based out of Tennessee. So we are not exactly a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other. And yet we've managed to meet up on a regular basis. But the last couple of months, we've been picking up a lot, both of us. And so I think we've done, I came out in February for a week and we went hard on that trip. But since then, we've seen each other, I think, once a month for 2 months now.
That's right. Hey, bro. I know.
So it's always good when it happens. When we started, we were doing every week. But that's back when we were just wee lads starting out, not as busy in the off season. So, yeah, man. What did you guys do in April? What kind of revenue did Glass Therapy Clarksville do?
I hope you beat me. I'm going to start with that. I really, really hope you beat me in this. I think you did. I did 36,413.
33,746.
And we were like right on top of each other, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah. We had a lot of rain, and I've used your rain text I don't have it automated for those I think no one will know actually, but you have a Zapier automation that detects the weather in your area. Sorry, I got baby expressing his opinion. It detects the weather, and if there's upcoming rain, it automatically texts your clients like, hey, just so you know, there's weather in the forecast. Don't worry about it. We have a rain guarantee, and rain doesn't actually make your windows all that dirty anyways. I've been doing that manually. And that's worked quite well. But nevertheless, we had about $3,300 in reschedules last month, just due to rain.
Right.
So that was the main thing. We had, like, by mid-April, we had probably 37K on, like, booked. But we closed out just shy of 34. So
amazing.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. That's by far a record month for us. I think the closest runner-up we've had was like 26, maybe.
That's a big jump, though, for beating your own PR,
Yeah, it's a massive jump, and we've got an even crazier jump next month, man. Yeah, I don't know if I might have already given it away in one of our last podcasts, but yeah, it's we'll see how it pans out. But I'm excited for it. So
amazing.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, and then I want to ask you, but like one of the craziest stats for last month, man, is like I've been doing this for a while, and I've just kind of done it on and off, never really grown that intentionally beyond myself or maybe one guy helping me. But this month we did like high 40% of the revenue that we did all of last year.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it, dude.
What's up, man? What happened in April? I know I have some things to go over, but man, you were kind of chomping at the bit. So
we hired the most people we've ever hired in a month. A total of 3. Hired 3 people, bought 2 vehicles, and fired 1. It was just a lot. Like, so much happened. One of the coolest parts about it, though, is all of that happened, and I was pretty far removed from making that happen. Now that I have Alexander, who's kind of functions as like my GM, if you will, and runs all of that. So he managed all of the hiring. He built the Indeed post. He monitored all of that. The only thing he even did all the firing. He just called me. It was like, hey, man, I got to fire this guy. Do you agree? And like told me the reasons. And I was like, 100% I agree. Fired him. And the only thing I was really involved in was we bought 2 more vehicles. So team grew exponentially. Now we did have 6. Now we have 5. But I also have a full-time admin now. So I'm also not answering any phone calls at all. I'm not doing any customer texting aside from if I text a customer letting them know I'm on their way to do their estimate. So it was a really, really exciting month. And then today, my youngest tech crashed our F-150.
Oh, no shot, dude.
So that happened like 2 hours ago.
Oh, bro.
So, and it's fine. It's whatever. The story about it though was kind of fun. So I have, I think the app is called Ford Fleet. Yeah, Ford Fleet. So we have dash cams on all of our trucks. And, I got the notification actually immediately that the vehicle was in a crash. And my instant reaction was, I gotta call Alex and figure out what just happened. And I didn't. I actually did nothing. And I just waited. And then I get a call from Alex. And something inside of me said, don't answer it. But like everything inside of me was like, answer it, answer it. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna answer it. And then he calls me a second time and I didn't answer. This is all on purpose. Calls me a third time. I didn't answer. And then I just waited. And then he didn't call for about 10 minutes. And he calls me. He's like, Dave, Josiah got in an accident. Like he sounded pretty frantic. And I said, okay, is he okay? Just like that. Like that was my tone. I didn't want to match his energy. My intent behind not answering was I kind of want to see them just figure this out without me. Like let them figure this out. This is actually not hard. It's like you get your insurance documents. The police are going to come. They're going to do a report. I also could see the video, so I knew no one was injured. So I literally saw it happen. Anyways, so I said, hey, yeah, what is Josiah all right? Yeah, he's completely fine. Awesome. What do you think we should do? And immediately my calm questions brought his anxiousness down. Like I could feel it over the phone. And he was like, well, the police are here. I was like, okay. Did you give him our documents and all our insurance? Yeah. Everyone's all right? Even the other people? Yeah, everyone's fine. Cool, man. Great job. Do you need me to come by? And he was like, yeah, if you could come by. So I was like, okay, I'll head that way. And I got there and I had to do nothing. I obviously checked on them. Josiah's fine. Truck is, kind of banged up on the front, pretty good. But at the end of the day, it immediately, my exercise there actually worked, which was for me to learn how to also step back as a business owner and recognize that I don't have to be involved in everything. Even if I want to be, I don't have to be. Right. And watching them function in the high stress really opened up the doors for me to see where are the areas that I need to coach them in and where are the areas that they're really strong. And they did perfectly fine. They literally handled all of it. So it was actually a really good learning lesson for me. And I think probably for them too.
Man, that's incredible, dude. And that's a really good test of whether or not you need to have your hand on the wheel of the business, literally, I guess. No, no dad like pun intended. But that's like, I don't know, man. I'm in, I won't say the opposite situation, far from it, but we're working in the same direction, and I'm a few steps behind you certainly from like an operational standpoint, where like that's just, sticking on your thing for a second, like huge shout out to how your employees handled that. That's incredible.
100%.
Yeah, I'm still very much so like I have my hand on the wheel of this business. We've hired 2 people in the last 2 months. And so it's my brother, myself, and then 2 other guys. One of the guys been on with us for like 2.5 weeks now. And then the other guy's been just shy of 2 months. So, and we both have an employee named Josiah, just so we can be clear.
Nice.
Josiah is doing well. I can send him on solo days at this point. And he can do, like, as a solo operator, anywhere from like 700 to 1100 a day solo. So not bad, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, especially, our standard or our like goal is to produce like 14 to 17 per truck per day with 2 technicians. So that's pretty great. And then my most recent guy, he's been doing really well technically. We have like kind of some soft skills, I guess, let's say, to work on. I guess that's like the HR way of putting it. So we're like working through that and kind of seeing where ultimately that ends up. But I'm still like a good ways away from being that. That was just cool hearing that story, man, because like what a sweet testament to building a business that you can be even semi detached from.
Yeah.
So
and it's, by the way, I can hear a weird echo of myself all of a sudden.
Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. That should be better. I don't know why my headphones turned off.
That's all right.
Cool.
That was at the 11th minute mark. So if you feel like you need to go in there and cut some of that out, you can.
Okay, yeah, all good. This platform actually detects silences,
Oh,
so it
sweet.
should just
Okay.
cut it out. We might have some of this commentary in there, but yeah, it
Yeah.
should take care of it.
Yeah. So that exercise, to be honest, was really for me more than them. Even though I think it did benefit them, and I'll have a side by side a meeting with them just to kind of go through that whole situation. But it was, a lot of people don't hire because they don't like relinquishing control of whether it's quality of work, they don't want other people potentially ruining relationships that they have with their customers. Like you have this thought of like, no one's going to clean windows the way I clean windows. No one's going to pressure wash the way I pressure wash. No one's going to talk to my customers the way I talk to them, which, to be honest, is honestly true. You are the owner, but if you can find people that function at like 80% of what you do, that's a win for any employer.
Yeah.
So for me, it was an exercise of I don't need to help. Like I hire them and pay them to do this. They've got this. And what I've noticed since I've hired people is it's been this constant lesson for me of learning to let them handle it. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a customer that's upset. Sometimes I see it on my phone and I'm like, I want to jump in and intervene and interrupt. And it's like, no, that's literally what I pay Alex and my admin to do. They can and they always handle it. Do they handle it exactly the way I do? No. And it's not as good as I think I do it, but that's normal. Like, that's all fine. So, yeah, it was just a great exercise of just stepping back and saying, I'm good. This is all going to work out. It's just a car accident. Nobody's hurt. Everything else is just logistics. And that's what I pay them to do. Let them figure it out. And, the good training for Alexander was him sounding stressed about the situation, but me just giving him a tone of like, this is all good. This is okay. Just figure it out. What do we do? What's the next step? And, I think, yeah, it was a good exercise overall.
I definitely need to work on that, like calmness, that centeredness myself. It's kind of a chicken and egg thing. I think, like, first off, that's just your temperament, and your like disciplined training in being level-headed like that. And then in part, it's like it helps to be detached from all of it. Like, Alexander called you from the site of the accident. There's like totally different context there when 100%. You're in the field. So your calmness, like, helped bring him back down to just like being an operator. And yeah, that's really, really cool to have that detachment. That's definitely something that I'm that I'm like actively working on, trying to figure out. I don't really worry too much. Like, I don't have much anxiousness about like what if. All of my freak out moments where I'm just panicking more than I should just comes from like what now, if that makes sense.
100%.
Like, similar to the context. The context that Alexander called you in, basically.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the unknown is always kind of terrifying, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it just shows too, like, most things are not a big deal. And when we are faced with those types of circumstances, there's always two paths to go down. We can either choose the freak out path or the calm path. And I think our flesh and our just human nature naturally wants to go down the freak out path because it's so much easier. It's so much easier than saying, I'm not going to answer this call, even though everything in me wants to answer this call right now.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Cool, man. Yeah, one thing that's been happening with me lately, like as a guy that's been like largely a solo operator for a long time, is like, it's funny how full I thought my schedule was, like as the company's schedule.
For sure.
And now that I have guys that are on the road, there's like multiple morning and afternoon slots pretty much like basically every day of the week.
Yeah.
So that's been a really interesting one, is just like the minimum like rate of revenue that we need to produce to not to like keep the lights on, but basically to like keep the lights of my employees on, to make sure that they're working as much as they
can,
as they signed up for. So how many trucks are running like full time now on the road for you?
So we have my truck, which is not working truck other than I do my estimates in it. Then
Yeah.
we have the Ford Maverick that's on the road. That's a work truck. The F-150. It's still functional, which is great. Because removing that off the road was going to be a big deal. And then Alex actually owned a van, a pretty nice one. It's older, but in great shape. And it was like almost paid off. He was pretty close to it. And he was like, dude, I hate having a car payment. And I was like, why don't I just buy this from you? And you can have it every single day. You can take it home and we'll get it wrapped in glass therapy stuff. And you have your own truck and you no longer have a car payment. I'll just pay it off. Whatever you owe, I'll pay it off. So I bought it from him. So now he has a truck or a van that he can take to and from work wherever he wants. Glass therapy covers the gas. And it's just a kind of an extra perk for him and in the role he has.
Yeah, totally. So he's training new techs now. I mean, I know he was before, but like he's like front to back. Technicians are starting to running their own truck or whatever.
Yep.
Cool. What's the hierarchy going to look like in your business long term? I assume it's like technician with a lead, so 2-person crews.
Yep.
And then like a step above that is like like, are you going to do something between your technicians and leads and Alexander sooner than later? Or do you think that like
probably,
that GM position will be persistent for a while?
Yeah, I think right now that's probably what it's going to be. It's going to be persistent for a while, but how I foresee it happening is as the teams get larger, there's going to be a lot more, like I can see Alex just managing the whole umbrella of everybody, right? But then there's going to be like this day-to-day stuff where Alexander's probably going to need to start delegating the task of like client issues. And the client issues can go to the manager that oversees the team, right? That person is going to be the one to help like make sure the guys are keeping their trucks organized and the shop organized. And Alexander will be a little bit more behind the scenes where the manager will report to Alexander.
Gotcha.
And I don't know what that role will look like yet, but that's how I would, that might be a year or two down the road. But right now we'll have a team lead. So there's 2 crews and each crew will have a team lead. And I don't know who that is going to be yet. I didn't leave out that one of our employees is a girl and she's doing amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been really cool to have a female on the team because I mean, just naturally they have better attention to detail, to be honest, than most men. And she's great with customers and she catches things that the guys miss.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So are all of your new hires, do they have experience or are they all new or is it a mix of both?
The only one that had experience was Hannah. So
nice.
The girl that we hired, her parents actually owned a pressure washing company.
Cool.
When she was growing up. So she had an idea of how that line of work functioned.
Yeah.
And she had some knowledge in that, which was really great. But everyone else had to learn from scratch and still is learning, to be honest.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
right
awesome.
On, man.
They're all W-2.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's a new thing as of this month.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you've been running like 1099 basically up until this point. Yeah, how's that felt on the old pocketbook?
Oh, it's definitely more expensive.
For sure.
It's ridiculous how much more expensive it is.
Yeah.
But it needed to happen. No, it's more expensive. I mean, payroll taxes are crazy. And you're paying into Social Security, all that stuff. I mean, it's a total game changer. Workers' comp, which I originally got when we had 6 because that's the threshold in the state of Tennessee. Once you hit 6, you got to have workers' comp. But then we fired that guy, and I was like, well, screw that. I want that money back. So I actually canceled it and got it back.
Okay. Right.
Because I didn't feel like paying for it until I really, really needed it. It's so expensive.
Yeah, totally. How does that work? How does workers' comp? Well, I need to talk to a professional about this.
Yeah, I mean,
my understanding is that like you need it, at least in California, like stat, because like any injury that happens on your team as a result of doing the work that your company sent them out to do is the responsibility of the company, if brought to a court of law.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely risk there.
Yeah.
That was kind of just one of those decisions where I was like, I'm going to take that risk for now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's honestly because of how much I mean, so every time I pay someone now, and for the people that were already working for me, like Alexander, moving him from 1099 to W-2 means now he has taxes getting taken out of his pay. So I increased his pay to offset. I didn't want it to feel like, hey, I'm moving you to W-2. Now it's going to feel like you're getting $200 a week shorter than normal. So I upped his pay. And then this month alone, I paid $3,000 in payroll tax almost.
Fun.
Yep.
So I think this is an interesting one. Is like as you grow, do you have like you and I both have Nick as our coach, um, and he mentioned that the three of us are both kind of starting to talk about the financial side of this. Do you have like a goal profit margin that you're aiming for on this business
No.
in terms of like once everything is paid,
No, I don't
what's
yet.
left over?
The topic that Nick and I have on our next conversation, because I actually texted him about a week ago, and I was like, "Hey, bro, all of my like business budget and numbers are in my head, and it freaks me out that don't have like a visual or a plan even. Like I have no plan."
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what's going out and I know what's coming in, but it's all in my head. And I'm still in my mind. I'm like, I don't actually know exactly. Like I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, on our next call, I need help dialing this. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. This is not,
Yeah.
I can run a personal budget all day long. I worked for Dave Ramsey. That's easy. But from a business standpoint, I'm like, I've never looked at a P&L in my life, which is so crazy to say.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, I have a pretty good sized business. I should know this.
Yeah. It's not that crazy coming from this kind of business. I mean, you were in an agency before this, so the fact that you never looked at a P&L is kind of crazy.
No, in this business, I've looked at a P&L. I'm saying I've never looked at it in class therapy.
Okay, gotcha.
Like I've literally just never ran it. So
yeah, me either. I think that a lot of people in this business will run into that themselves because like so much of this business is cash, especially in the first couple of years or however long it takes for you to scale out of just being a solo or a duo. And some people never get out of that. I mean, people run around for 35 years, running squeegees, and they 99.9% of the payments they take are cash, and the other 0.01% is Bitcoin.
it's true though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just I've never like dialed that in. I look at my bank account. I'm like, there's plenty of money, so we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good.
Yeah,
I've been doing something
for me.
Yeah, I've been doing something similar, except I've been looking at my bank account, going like, "Oh, I think we'll make it, dude." It's been crazy. Like, I've front loaded all of the investments, not all of them, but like I have a second water fed pole tower behind me that I bought. That's the second one I bought in 2 months. So that's going in the Tacoma, which I'm going down to get a topper for on Saturday, and then it's going to go on for a wrap.
Yeah, so you're bleeding
Tacoma until last
You're bleeding
month.
money. You're bleeding money.
Yeah,
right
April was like the first month that I made even $1 at the end of the day, basically. So I'm obviously being diligent and watching out for paying my guys, obviously. That comes first, but like I'm ready. I need to. And Nick told me this. He was like, dude, you need to figure out profits and like start taking some because you're going to go crazy if you keep working this hard without taking a paycheck, basically. So I think that's a good call. There's a few more things that I want to check off, like with the Tacoma and stuff, like I mentioned, but I'm excited to chill out and bring in almost 50 grand next month. That'll be a nice change of pace. So
because now you have what you need, at least tool wise,
right. We have enough tools, vehicles, and even wraps. Like we have enough dialed in to do, I don't know, probably close to $500,000 in terms of like production. Whether we get there or not is another, that's not even our goal. But like, I'm just saying from like a equipment standpoint, we have that much production capacity. So that's an exciting place to be, because it's like, okay, we can chill for a minute and like get operations really dialed in. I'm actually getting one more guy onboarded on about halfway through May.
Third?
And
Cool.
Well, that'll be a third if you don't count my brother,
Yeah.
who is a huge asset, by the way. Like he's one of our leads, but he's doing 4 days a week right now. He wants to go down to three. He's like been working with me for a while, and he's trying to figure out where his story takes him next, basically.
Yeah.
And he's very very helpful in the meantime. But yeah, that'll. I'm gonna use this next guy to kind of phase Colin out, hopefully. But that just all depends on how quickly we can get somebody up to speed as a lead. But this guy
Yeah.
seems really
Sure.
solid, Mike. I'm really excited to. I had him over for breakfast. Well, not breakfast, but he came over. We hung out. It was like an interview, but not like we get along really really well. We have a lot of the same values. He's a dad as well, and he's really interested in like growing into something, which
Amazing.
is awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to kind of see where that goes. But
I love it, dude. So
yeah.
for you, how do you feel how overall, obviously having some new people on the team, how do you feel like this month on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel like this whole month went from, I guess, from a production standpoint, revenue standpoint, and even like an efficiency standpoint? How do you feel like the whole month was?
I mean, revenue, it's awesome. I'm like always looking around the next corner, I think, when it comes to revenue. So like we did 33, 34 this month, and next month we have a lot more than that scheduled, and I'm already like, oh, I wonder what July's going to be, or June's going to be like, rather.
For sure.
So that's just one of those things that I think I'll be perpetually chasing, because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
Efficiency is fine. I think not ideal. Like I need to be a little bit more diligent with like so much of what I'm learning right now is just like how to train people.
Yeah.
And like how to reinforce standards. And yeah, the efficiency thing is obviously important. I think the main thing that I need to just work on a little bit with training is just like the awareness of efficiency.
Mm.
Like pacing in general, and just like staying aware of that.
Yeah.
Because we have counts, like on our work orders for jobs, we have pain counts stated in the job description, like in the
Yeah.
as a line item. So it's actually really easy. It's just like X amount of sides of glass cleaned per tech per hour, and that's how long the job should take. And so just like reinforcing that with my guys so that they're even aware of their pacing, I think is something that's going to be really helpful. I've worried so much about technique, and just making sure that they're doing a good job before they're doing a fast job. So yeah, definitely room for improvement on efficiency. And then operationally, I'm just all over the place, dude. Frankly, like you told this story about the accident, and I was like, damn, someday. Because it's like I'm in the truck training people still. Colin's great, but he's not full time, so I can't depend on him to train new guys reliably. So that's like, I think that's the only double-edged sword part about having Colin on, is that it just is that like he's mostly a lead. He's a lead on the days when I have him, and then on the days when I don't, I'm kind of figuring it out. So it's been interesting.
If he was all in, your brother, would he make a good leader in the company?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, one place where I kind of realized that we needed to work on the efficiency thing was that like Colin and I had this talk at the beginning of the month about how like can you do a good job quickly? And I don't mean him specifically, but I mean like with the conduct
100%.
that you like that you go to a job site with. And for me, the answer is absolutely yes. I think that him and I never even really talked about that. So anyways, I don't want to like go get super tangential. What was your question? Would Colin be a good leader if he
was all in? Like if he was said yes, I want to be full time, would he make a good leader?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Yeah, no, I know so.
Have you ever just thought about offering him like a pretty good salary? Would
Dave, how much do you? I'm sending this to Colin. Dave, how much do you think Colin should make to like go all in?
I live in California, I live in Tennessee, not California. So numbers are different. But I don't know. Could you? I'm just wondering, like, what I would almost ask him, like, what salary would make you all in here? because I would love for you to be a leader in the business and handle kind of like a GM type role, because that would alleviate for you. I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't know how he is, but
No, I mean, I think that position, like, that's like an operations manager position. From at least in my head, man, that
yeah,
position, the scope of that role at its full capacity is managing up to 4 trucks full time. So that's eight window cleaning technicians, not including himself. And like quality control, callbacks, oversight at large jobs, etc. But I mean, if you have 4 trucks running like that, you're talking about a 7-figure business. So I think that role is worth close to 6 figures. I mean, 75, 85, something like that a year.
it is. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I'm not able to pay Alexander that yet because we're not at that scale.
Yeah, but that's just, I mean, this isn't me telling you how to run your business, but I think you could tie that to revenue,
yes,
and turn exactly what Alexander is doing right now into that. It's just, he's making that much. It's just not fully realized yet because you're not at that operational capacity yet.
100%.
But he's doing all the movements that are required to do it at that scale. I don't know. That's not me telling you that, but like, that's how my head kind of holds that one.
100%, dude. Yep.
Yeah, I've asked him, man, and I honestly don't know. I've spent a lot of time and effort trying to communicate the bigger picture to my brother. And it always comes back to like, I don't want to clean windows forever. Then I always go, I know, I don't want you to either. And we're like 9 or pessimistically 18 months away from you never cleaning a window again, or like realistically cleaning less than 500 windows a year, something like that, as like an operations manager kind of role. Yeah, I don't know.
Good stuff, bro.
It's certainly come up, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, awesome. I think that's a great update.
I thought you were gonna throw a number out there, man, and just pay him 175 grand. Like, oh no.
And then the business goes under.
Yeah, that's it. So
yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? I'm trying to think of what else, man. It's like we're gonna hang up and I'm gonna come up with 6 other things. But yeah, man, it's been wild. So I'm excited for May. I'm a little nervous because of my operational constraints, like me being still kind of tied to the truck, especially with hiring somebody halfway through May. I am kind of limited in my ability to like go out and do estimates. It's kind of throttled my personal capacity, which creates a downstream problem, obviously. Like, June is looking really good so far. But like, honestly, that's mainly because we have a ton of organic coming in. I've throttled back a lot of meta ads because I just can't I don't have the capacity right now to go out and do estimates.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be an interesting one to work through. But
yeah, bro.
Right on, dude. Good stuff. Great update, man. We'll rip it again next month. Worst case, who knows? Maybe we'll see each other before then. But
we'll get one in again before.
All right. I have my doubts, but we'll see.
Next month, I think is going to be a real good record month for us because we start out the month with a I think $17,000 week. The first week of May. Whoa.
Damn, bro. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Jobber doesn't really give me a lot of. Oh, wait. It does. I can do week by week, can't I?
It's because we buy on a biannual basis. We do 2 really large hospitals.
Oh, here we go. The week of May 3rd, we have 13-7 booked. No recurring.
13-7?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Followed by 11-5, followed by 10-3.
That's so
yeah,
awesome.
I guess I should just say it. May right now, we currently have over $47,000 in work
insane
booked. And May's tomorrow, but not too bad. It's not too bad to enter the month with almost 50K booked. I'm sure I'll say no to like 30 jobs that people need done that same week or the next day or something. So
Yep.
Amazing,
All right,
bro. We'll do it again next month, man.
Sounds good.
Cool.